I'm so excited. Are you guys excited? Welcome to Double Overtime. You should be excited. Not just because Aladdin's coming out, but because we're about to do another episode of Double Overtime. Welcome, everybody. How we doing? Good?
Sorry, we need a disclaimer.
We need who?
A disclaimer.
What do you mean a disclaimer?
Oh, because of the swearing?
Yeah, no, one second. This comes from upstairs. I have to read this to camera A. The views and opinions expressed in Double Overtime podcast, and in particular by Monse Bolanos, do not reflect those held by LATV and its affiliates. In fact, everyone at LATV could have told you the Clippers weren't fooling anybody this year and still aren't even the best team in the NBA. In LA, shit.
This disclaimer is doing real well. This disclaimer is going well.
The following podcast may contain Monse vehemently defending her team by shouting out meaningless stats, and even though nobody asked her to, and being an all-around, unapologetic homer. Viewer discretion is advised. LeBron James rules.
That's nice, and I didn't even have that written. I loved every bit of that.
Did you?
Yeah, it was very nice.
So I quit. This is gonna be this is my last show on Double Overtime. John, you can take over.
Well, hello, everybody.
Get out of here. Nobody likes you. Welcome to Double Overtime, everybody. I am one of your hosts, Monse Bolanos. This is my friend, John. And that disclaimer is not completely wrong. Just like a tiny bit.
What part is wrong?
That I don't give meaningless stats, A. B, the Clippers in this moment are the better team in LA. I mean, the Lakers are a joke. Let's talk about that.
Dang. All right. Well, we can talk about the Lakers and their problems.
Severe discommunication, dysfunctional, everything that I'd ever want is happening. It's so great.
Well, I mean, it really started when Magic threw pretty much the whole organization under the bus this morning.
Do you think it was the whole organization?
Well, everybody but like Jeannie. It was really just Rob. It was really just Rob.
It was like specifically Rob.
Yeah.
It was about a month ago that Magic announced his resignation very unexpectedly, and he hadn't really said anything. Then a couple weeks passed by, and he had a tweet that said, the truth will come out, and then finally...
when he decides to tell it.
On the same day that the Lakers introduce their head coach.
Well, I don't think that was set up beforehand.
You don't think that was a plan?
I don't think that was planned. Stephen A. claims that this was set up beforehand and it just happened to be on the same day. That's what Stephen A. has claimed.
Well, listen, Stephen A. is another one.
I don't know how trustworthy he is.
Sometimes he's on the point, other times I'm not entirely sure.
Okay.
I've just found it very interesting that it all happened on the same day.
No, it is very interesting,
right?
Because especially since Magic went out there first, and then they were going to be like, oh, and here's our coach. And everyone's like, we don't care about the coach. We need to talk to Rob.
We need to talk to Rob because you were just thrown under the bus completely.
Oh, yeah.
Magic said that people outside of the organization, people that he said not part of basketball, like people outside, told me that he was talking badly about me.
Right.
Behind my back, saying I was not in the office, not putting in the work.
Which was true.
I mean, has a lot of stuff to do. He's a busy man.
But he did say initially to Jeannie, I'm going to run my businesses.
Yes.
And I'm going to do some recruiting of players, but I'm going to run my businesses. And so if she allowed him to work under those guidelines, then she shouldn't be upset that he's never there.
That's true.
I mean, he's got a movie theater, some Starbuckses, probably a TGI Fridays he's got to attend to. That man walks through the TGI Fridays and the Dodgers.
I know, the biggest one. I was like, are you going to mention the Dodgers anytime?
I want to talk about his restaurants.
Because food is very important.
It is important.
Like our food. That's true.
I love to eat.
I do too.
Yeah.
We should eat while we do this.
All right.
We're going to add that.
I think there's tacos
put a pin
outside.
in it. Put a pin in that. Okay.
I want some tacos.
I do want some tacos. So Rob Pelinka at the press conference to introduce Frank Vogel as the official new Lakers head coach completely denied everything, though. He completely denied it.
Well, I mean, they do say he's a snake, and he was behaving as a snake. Like, I mean, he's gonna not be like, oh yeah, man, I'm a terrible person, I backstab. You're not gonna say that in a press interview.
But you also didn't have to blatantly deny it, and he blatantly denied it. You're right. He's not gonna say how much he sucks.
Right.
That's true. But you didn't have to say that that's a complete lie. And he was like, that's not true. He literally said it's not true.
Well, yeah, because he wants to look like the good person. As a matter of fact, right now, he is the highest person besides Jeannie in the Lakers organization right now.
Which is crazy.
Which is terrible.
Are you kidding me?
This is awful in every way.
You're an agent. You should stay as an agent.
It's true. Now, the only way they're going to be able to recruit anybody is if LeBron James is in the room with them each and every time. And LeBron James didn't sign up for that. He didn't sign up to be like, I need to do all the recruiting too. That's what Magic was there for.
Right.
So now he has to do all that work.
You know, I find this so silly because it's like Magic, even though he is so busy, I get that. I understand he's got so many other things he's probably taking care of. Magic truly loves the Lakers. And he would do anything and everything in his power to make the Lakers. Except for show up. But I'm saying, you get what I'm saying? It's like the love is so real that to get rid of somebody, I don't get it. And so Frank Vogel now is the new head coach of the Lakers. How do you feel about that?
I mean, he was all that was left. I mean, that's how I feel about it. I mean, when you've gone through all that's in the barrel, I guess you got to scrape the bottom and take whatever you can get. And that's what Frank Vogel is. I mean, the man was terrible with the Magic. The only time he had any success as the Pacers, he got destroyed by LeBron James.
Right. So, but he got to the finals, yes, in the Eastern Conference, lost to LeBron, but he got far against the best player in the world. Right. Now he has the best player on his team. So why don't you believe in him?
Because of the last couple of years.
Okay, listen, I know his history with the Magic, but what I'm saying is he also has a history of doing well.
But he also had a lot of good talent on that team. I mean, we're talking about Paul George, George Hill, Roy Hibbert.
Love me some Roy Hibbert.
I mean, there's a lot of good players on that team. And
but
so
LeBron wasn't.
Yeah.
So imagine now being with LeBron. And what I think, listen, I don't even care how the Lakers do, but I will tell you that I think Frank Vogel will bring a good defensive head to the Lakers.
Well, if they listen to him. I mean, that's again, true. This is all about if LeBron James decides to want to do what is asked of him. You know, I mean,
he's going to have to.
Why?
Because if he doesn't, then this is just going to get even worse.
Why does he care?
Because I think he cares about his image and his reputation and his legacy. And if he doesn't do that, all of that is going to go down the hill.
I mean, if he really cared about the legacy, he would have pushed a little harder this last year.
He was at the press conference. He was there.
Well, no, I know. I mean, you just got to show up to that because they're announcing the new head coach. He has to show that he's okay with it.
I'm sorry, everybody. I have a little chuckle here because somebody's telling me that LeBron James is great, which he is, and also Durant. Durant can sit down. Oh, he is sitting down.
He is sitting down. The poor man is
hurt. Stay down.
My goodness.
Oh, shut up. Shut up. I'm loud even without these headphones on. Get over it. But we can't go into what the Warriors are doing against the Blazers.
Okay.
I'm not shocked that the Warriors look like they're having so much more fun.
Well, yeah, it's fun to win, isn't it?
No, but even how they play.
No, okay.
With Kevin Durant, you play more like an ISO basketball, because he's doing so well. All right, listen, despite the fact that I do not like Durant, the guy's good. I'm fully aware of that. But when he's on the court, it's like, you get the ball, you run the show. Without him, they're playing basketball.
Right, they're moving the ball around.
They're moving the ball, they're running drills, and like, you could just tell. You know, I used to always say Curry hates Durant, has to hate Durant. I think Thompson has to hate Durant. I think they all do.
What?
Because without him, they get to shine. They get to play basketball.
I mean, I don't know why you're going to be upset with a man that's helping you still win games.
They're winning without him. And they're winning. Because all the talk is Durant. Durant is all the talk.
But they still talk about the others.
You're right. They talk about how Curry missed a dunk.
Well, because that should be talked about.
But you know what I'm saying? It's like, and then he gets off the court and it's all like positive stuff. Like the information or like the cameras, everything goes back to them in like a positive light. With Kevin Durant there, they get all the bad stuff. Kevin Durant gets all the good stuff.
Yeah, because Kevin Durant is very sensitive. You know that about him.
He is. Apparently, he's like responding to people on social media.
He constantly does that.
Sit down, man. Sit down. Why are you... Go and just relax in your mansion and just watch the games. He's like going and finding these people that are talking about him and not even tagging him. He's like going to look for it to talk back. And he didn't even create a fake account. Come on, Durant, let me teach you how to do this. Let me teach you what to do here.
Well, what else would you do if you were crippled up at home?
And I'm the best player considered in the NBA right now. I would just, sip on my tequila and let them talk.
I hope he's not drinking tequila during his off time.
Well, what do you think he's drinking?
Hopefully vitamin water.
Well,
that's what he should be drinking. He's
with a splash of
more water. That's
okay. Jon, you have a lot of faith in athletes right now.
Yeah, well, if you're paying him millions of dollars, they need to stay off the sauce.
He needs to just chill.
And he needs to rehabilitate is what he needs to do.
Well, he's doing that, but it seems like it's going to take a little longer.
He's going to have to get ready for the Clippers when he starts playing for.
He is not playing for the Clippers, okay? He is not playing for the Clippers. I want everybody to know this, okay? I swear to Lucifer, it's not happening.
I can't wait for 2 months from now when we have this conversation.
He's going to New York, okay? He's going to New York.
Has he signed any paperwork yet?
No. So has he? Why are you telling me he's going to the Clippers?
Because he's going to be in LA.
Hater.
He's going to be in LA.
A hater and a Monse hater. That's what I mean by that.
No, because he wants to troll LeBron. It'll be great if he's trolling LeBron within the same Staples Center. That'll be amazing.
But the Clippers, here's the thing. I'm fully aware of what my Clippers team is. I don't think he wants that look, though. Like, the Clippers are a little bit more somber. You know what I mean? Like, the Lakers are the Lake Show. The Clippers, even though they're in LA, it's a little bit of more of a quieter team. And I think he likes the attention. In New York, he's going to get that.
Yeah, but who's going to join him for that attention?
Somebody will. Maybe Kyrie.
They have the same style of offense, though.
Well, Kyrie needs to not have that same style of offense.
Oh, you think he's just going to break that because he's in New York?
Maybe. People learn as they grow.
Well, either way, the Warriors are about to sweep.
You think it's going to be a sweep?
Yeah.
Damian Lillard is saying his injury, he has a rib injury, that it's not affecting him. Papi, it's affecting you.
Yeah, his shot is bad.
It's bad.
He's not doing very well.
I don't think you should say that that's not what's affecting you, because then we're just judging your basketball skills. You should just say it's affecting you. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
No, he says he's not himself or something like that.
So we'll see. We will see, but you think sweep?
I think sweep, and I still think that even though the Bucks look so much better than the Raptors, I still think whoever's the home team is going to win that. I still think it's going 7. Even though the Bucks did make that crucial mistake in double overtime. Mm-hmm. I mean, it
was a brain fart. It was just a brain fart.
Yeah.
You know, it happened in split second.
But it shouldn't even have gotten to that because,
the charge on
there was missed free
Giannis
throws.
That was not a charge. I mean, it should have been a charge, and they called a blocking foul.
Yeah, but the game should have ended in regulation with made free throws. With
Siakam.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, if he made at least one of those free throws, we probably wouldn't even have talked about the mess up in double overtime.
Before we move away from basketball, I will say that I thought I did not have as much faith in the Bucks. And then now I do think that they are going, I don't think it's going to go to game 7. I think they're going to win faster than going to game 7.
Well, it might happen if Lopez keeps playing like this, which is a big mistake that the Lakers had getting rid of him. I mean, he was going to be cheap. He was probably going to play for like $5.
There's a couple of people that they shouldn't have let go of.
Well, yes, that's true. But him especially, because, if you had an outside threat like him, I mean, he's like nailing all his little threes.
He is. But, it kind of goes with like every sport. If you give somebody the opportunity, they might figure it out. It's just more often than not, when you have so many stars around you, you don't get the opportunity.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Right.
So where were you this weekend?
Oh, I was in St. Louis, Missouri, everybody. Home of the Blues.
Home of the Blues. Was it crazy?
It was actually crazy because the whole city is excited about it. Everywhere you look, there's Blues stuff.
There's Blues stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, we are getting very close to the Stanley Cup. Mm-hmm. The Boston Bruins, which I said very quickly at the end of the last episode, they're going to make it to the Stanley Cup. They ended up sweeping. Yeah. But it was a lot because of the power play. They really dominated in any power play they had, and the other Carolina Hurricanes really just could not keep up.
No, I don't even understand how Carolina made it to that round, because they didn't look that strong leading up to that. Mm-hmm. So I had a feeling Boston was just going to eliminate them pretty quickly. I didn't know it was going to be a sweep, but I expected at least 5. Now, on the other side, we got some cheating going on.
We do have some cheating going on, although it seems as though that's happening.
Right, it does.
And it all seems to benefit the San Jose Sharks.
Yeah, I really think the NHL wants them to at least get to the Stanley Cup, if not win it. I mean, they're doing everything they can to help them get there. And apparently the Sharks suck.
What do you guys think? It's a weird thing that these controversial calls have all seemed to help the Sharks.
And they're all things that are very strange. Like that penalty
Game
that
7
happened in
against
Game 7.
The Golden Knights.
Right.
Yeah, the Vegas Golden Knights. That penalty, which the NHL later came out and said, we messed up. Right. It was just a severe penalty. 5 minutes, they were losing, and they came out and won.
Right.
Now, I know the cross-checking thing, that thing is weird. It's very gray. It seems as though it depends how the ref is feeling that day.
Right. I think it's to their discretion.
It's so weird, but the guy, it was the captain of the Sharks. He hit his head hard on the ice, not from the initial cross-check. He hit somebody else in that whole process, and a lot of blood came out. It didn't look pretty.
Yeah, I think, and again, that's why I think they gave him the major. Because
5 minutes.
Yeah, because there's blood. And whenever there's blood and it's postseason, it's like, oh, we gotta make an example of this. We can't have everybody think that anytime there's a hockey game, there's blood all over the ice. So they decided to, set an example with that, which completely ruined the whole playoffs for the Golden Knights.
That was the end. Yeah, it was game 7. That's crazy to me, though, because as I saw the replay, you can see that it was a ripple effect, that it wasn't from the first cross-check. He fell by hitting somebody else. It was just a really, really tough call.
These refs are having a hard time seeing.
They really are. In fact, actually, now that you say that, this last play, or not this last play, but the Blues and the Sharks, the most recent controversial call, there was a play where they literally got the puck and threw it to their
another
teammate.
Guy.
Right next to the net, and they scored. And nothing was called. And so Blues fans created a GoFundMe page for the St. Louis Society for the Blind and Visually Impaired in honor of the ref who missed the call.
Oh, yeah, that's nice of them.
That is so sweet. You guys care a lot. This marks the second time this postseason that the NHL has admitted that they've gotten these calls wrong. And they've taken those refs and linemen, which is, I didn't know that there was 2 different kinds of refs. They've taken them off for the rest of the playoffs.
Right. Well, as they should.
They should, but why don't we do that in other sports?
Maybe they don't have enough to go around. I don't know.
Right?
I don't know. I mean, look, it's ridiculous that the NHL feels that they can just apologize and make everything better. They really should go back and maybe replay that or do something. I mean, that is a penalty that I even know you can't do. I learned that from the Mighty Ducks movie. So but it's true. It's true.
That's a great movie.
No, it is a good movie.
That's a great movie.
District 5, and then they became the Mighty Ducks.
All of those movies that came out during that time were excellent.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Were. Those
like the Big Green Giant. Is that the goat one with soccer?
No, just the Big Green.
The Big Green.
The Big Green.
All those were so good.
Oh, yeah, they were.
All those sports movies. Bring those back. Now we get ones that aren't good.
They'll probably remake them.
Yeah. Like The Rookie.
What?
The rookie, the guy the little boy.
Oh, Rookie of the Year.
Rookie of the Year. Is it?
Yeah.
That's what it's called?
Rookie of the Year.
I'm just making stuff up, guys. Ignore me. Ignore me.
I got the movie reference.
You did. That's why you're here.
Thank you.
That's literally why you're here. That's
the
no
only
one reason. No.
Until she quits like in 5 minutes.
Maybe. I kind of like it. Maybe I'll stick around. I'll think about it. The Blues are up right now, and the Blues have actually not been to the finals since 1970.
Yeah, it's been a while.
It has been a long time. So maybe they got the emotions. They also, believe it or not, January 2nd, they were in last place in their conference.
Yeah, that's kind of how hockey works, though. I mean, you could go like halfway through the season and then all of a sudden just like bounce back. Same with like baseball. There's so many games that you could be in last place in a couple of months into the season and then come back around and make the playoffs.
Well, baseball is so long. Before we move to baseball, I do think the Blues have one big star, Jaden Schwartz. He has hit 2 hat tricks this postseason.
Yeah, it's
and
amazing.
I think if they can get this out, which I'm rooting for them for the Blues, because this whole thing with the Sharks, something's fishy. Or with the Sharks.
You can say fishy.
Fishy. Hey, they're fish. Right? I didn't even plan that, guys. It just came out. Something's off. Something is off.
Right.
So I'm rooting for the Blues here.
Okay.
And hopefully they'll pull it out.
Either way, here's the thing. If the Sharks make it, I think the Sharks can win it all because it seems like the NHL is on their side.
I will be very curious to see how the Stanley Cup goes if they get there.
Yeah, if the Blues make it, I'm pretty sure Boston is just going to go right through.
And you think it'll be an easy one. So
Yeah.
you actually think if the Sharks win, it'll be a more exciting Stanley Cup,
Pretty much, yeah.
which is probably one of the reasons they probably want them to win, because it
Yeah.
ends up with being more money. Everything's about money.
It is about
It's
that
about money. What are you about to yell at me?
If the Blues make it, John is gonna pay lunch.
Yes.
All right. Well, I mean, who doesn't love the value meal at McDonald's?
I don't. I'm not getting that.
What? There's French fries. You can eat that.
Oh, thank you so much. You're giving me French
and
fries.
an apple pie.
Ew, no.
What?
At least a fruit and yogurt parfait.
Okay, there you go. Whatever you want. Whatever you want off the dollar menu.
You suck so much. Anyways, let's move on to baseball.
Let's do it.
Baseball. Hey, your boy just hit a really far home run. You're not happy about that. We got some big homers happening in the MLB recently. Mike Trout hit a homer for 473 feet.
That was a monster.
It was a monster. And he also hit his 250th homer.
Still doing well. You know what? He is earning the money he is being paid by the Angels. Thank goodness for somebody who's getting paid ridiculous money to actually show up to work.
Who are you talking about, John?
Bryce Harper is who I'm talking about right now. This man is still batting under 250, and they stop everything for him. Just the fact that he hits one little home run, we have to praise this man. He should be hitting so many home runs, not just one or two every now and then. He is getting paid almost $30 million a year to look like I would look like at the plate. Where's my money?
You think you do just as well?
I could probably hit 200.
200.
That's pathetic.
That's a 95 miles an hour ball coming at you.
Look, I'll lean in.
We're gonna go to the batting cages, and I want to see you try and hit
They
a ball.
don't even do 90. You
Okay, then we'll do
70.
80, and I'm gonna see how you do there.
All right, fine. I'll make contact.
No,
at
you're
least.
not.
I'll make contact.
You're not. If it's softball, you'll make contact. I don't know if an 80-mile-an-hour pitch.
You don't think I can hit a baseball?
Not 80 miles an hour. No.
All right. Well, we'll have to
We're
film
gonna
that.
we're gonna film that.
See
We're
if
gonna go
she
to the batting
can hit
cages.
a 30
I'm not
mile.
saying I can't. I
Okay.
can do 30, 40. I can do that. Whatever. We're gonna bet this. We're gonna do it. So don't worry. We'll record it.
All I got to do is make contact.
Okay, well, listen, your boy Bryce Harper, despite that, he hit a 466-foot home run.
I want to measure that. It was probably about 430. It's probably 430.
I don't believe it.
They're giving him some extra feet because they want to make it sound good. But
Ronald Acuña Jr. hit a 450-foot home run as well.
I believe that one, though.
I believe that one, too. But to me, the most impressive home run that has happened recently was Houston's Georgie Springer, who hit an in-park home run.
Yeah, he's playing sick right now.
How long do you think it took him to run the bases?
I don't know, 16 seconds?
15.34 seconds.
Oh, that's close enough.
I should record to see how fast it takes you to run the bases.
Probably 45 seconds.
An in-park home run is when it kind of hits the backboard. This is what happened with his home run.
As long as it's somewhere in the park and you get
around.
around.
It's in the park, but it hit the backboard and it ricocheted.
The backboard?
The backboard. I'm sorry. The backstop. Thank you. The heart wants what it wants, you guys.
Right, exactly.
The heart wants what it wants.
She wants to get back to this
I
NBA
want to talk
stuff.
about basketball all the time. Okay, anyways. It ricocheted off the what? Backstop? The wall?
The wall?
Whatever.
Whichever one
Since
you
you
want to
didn't
use.
like backboard.
Well, no one calls it a backboard.
Whatever. It's in the back. It looks like a board and it stopped the ball. And then he ran the bases in 15.34 seconds.
Okay.
That was impressive.
No, that's
I think
fast.
that's more impressive than a 467-foot whatever.
Well, it's either impressive on his part or pathetic on the part of the defense.
Oh, shade. Slight shade.
Yeah, because the other side, they're supposed to be professionals. They're supposed to be able to get the ball, throw it into the infield, and stop the man from running around. They were not able to do that.
Yes. How about Joe Madden and the Cubs wanting to protest that game from the toe touch?
Oh, yeah. Well, you're not supposed to be doing an extra tap when you're on the mound. And that's why, like, so many pitchers will do, like, that weird pause as if they're going to, but then they don't.
But then
and
they
then
don't.
they go forward. So
I mean, it's like a paper. As long as a paper fits under your toe in the ground, they don't call it.
Right.
It's so quick. They don't like it. But I'm with Joe Madden in saying that, his reliever, Carl Edwards Jr. early in the season, they took that away from him. The Mariners pitcher, Corey Guerin, they took that away from him. So he was like, I kind of have to stand by my guys if we're getting it taken away from us.
Right. No, it makes sense.
It makes perfect
and
sense.
it's also something that's not supposed to be happening because, as you just mentioned recently, these balls are coming in at 90 miles per hour. So if you're trying to mess up the timing of the batter by doing like an extra little something that you're not supposed to be doing, that's going to throw them off. And how are they supposed to make contact with the thing? So,
But speaking of pitching, Chris Sale from the Red Sox had 17 Ks in 7 innings pitched. What? I mean, they ended up losing in extra innings.
yep.
But I should,
You gotta just
I don't
that
want to
man's
give
accomplishments.
I don't want to give meaningless stats since apparently that's what I do. So I just want to make sure I
the
cover.
Clippers. The Clippers are meaningless stats.
Te lo juro por Dios. Anyway, Chris Sale, 17 Ks.
No, it's great. No, he's doing really good. I mean, the question right now is what's going to happen with the pitching at the Dodgers? Because anytime your catcher is fighting your relief pitcher on what needs to be thrown, there's some problems
There's
there.
some problems.
Especially because the closer comes in at the end of the game to hopefully save the game. So if you're having issues between each other, I don't know how that's going to work.
Well,
was it Barnes that he was about to have a fight with?
It seemed, yes.
I think it was Barnes, yeah.
And Barnes, you're little.
He is a tiny dude.
He is a tiny dude.
He's a wee man.
You probably couldn't pick him out of a lineup. Like, he's so easily, mixes in with the crowd type of thing.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, but with Austin Barnes, it's like, come on, man. Like, There's obviously a reason we're doing this. Why are you fighting me?
Well, they want him to throw other things besides the cutter. He's like,
Right.
cutter. This is all I can throw. I can get people out with it. Well, you know what? A lot of people smacking the mess out of that cutter and you're losing games. So they're trying to get him to just throw anything else just to throw off the timing.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, nah, I'm going to throw this cutter. It's like, well, great. There's another home run.
Well, here's the thing though, like he has a history of being a very good reliever. So can you blame him for wanting to stick to what he knows?
I mean, I
I'm
guess,
just saying. I'm not saying that you are not wrong. I'm just being the devil's advocate and asking you.
I mean, if it was working in the past, great, but it ain't working now. So you might want to think, I'm not saying get rid of the cutter, just throw in something else. Now they're trying to get him to throw a slider, which apparently he doesn't throw very well.
Right.
He's going to hit somebody in the face. But give him a fastball or something, like something to change it up.
Just spice it up because they're obviously reading you. That's the problem.
Right.
That's the problem we're saying here. Fix it. But Hyun-Jin Ryu, he's doing real well.
Oh, he's like the best in the National League.
He's so good.
Yeah, if he doesn't win the Cy Young, there's something going on.
And it's so interesting, like he had so many injuries in the past couple of seasons, and we really couldn't see his potential.
Don't bring that up.
So-
there's still time for him to get hurt.
Well, I believe I'm putting it in the baseball stars. He's gonna be good, and this is just the beginning of what he can do.
Okay.
I'm super excited to see, and I hope he does win the Cy Young.
No, I hope he does too, because I think he'll probably be the first Korean baseball player ever to win the Cy Young.
That might be accurate.
Yeah.
I cannot confirm nor deny.
I can't think of anybody else.
Me neither, but there could be somebody that falls through the cracks that I wouldn't know about.
I think we're safe in that one. I think we're safe.
Before we move on to a little bit of NFL, though, I do want to ask you: do you think it's possible that this year somebody can win the Triple Crown between maybe Bellinger and Yelich?
Probably not, because I think those two are going to battle with each other so much that I think one of them is going to have the one thing that the other will need to get the Triple Crown.
I know. I hate that they're in the same league. It would be better if they weren't. You know
Right,
what I
yeah.
mean? I think Yelich is up by 2 homers right now over Bellinger.
Yeah, but Bellinger has everything else.
batting up 405.
And has the most RBIs.
The most RBIs, true. Yes, all of that.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I mean, obviously, we would like to see somebody win that, but I do agree that one's going to knock the other one out in one of the
Yeah,
categories.
I think the only way one of them will get it is if one of them gets injured.
Why are you putting that in the air? I just get yelled at?
You put it in the air. I want to
no,
put it in the air.
it's
I want to put
fine.
injuries in the air. You probably want him to get hurt.
Yes.
Good old Manny Machado.
Look at
Look at what she's done to this man. This is a gift I gave her.
Yeah, whatever. You want to give me McDonald's? I don't care about your gifts.
McDonald's would be a wonderful gift, and you know it.
Are you kidding me? You want to give me dollar menu McDonald's?
All right,
You're such a gentleman,
okay.
John.
You can order off the other part of the menu if you
There's
really want
nothing
to.
I can. Whatever. Anyways, NFL. We're getting ready to start the NFL. Obviously, people are going into training camps and starting to actually practice with their teams and whatnot.
Yeah, OTAs have started for some teams.
For some teams, almost getting there. But we do have a little bit of a issue with a player. Why don't you tell us, John?
The issue with this player?
Well, what happened?
I mean, he got caught with some PEDs, I believe, in his system. Patrick Peterson plays for the Arizona Cardinals, who just got the #1 pick of Kyler Murray. So things aren't looking great for them right now because they lost their #1 defensive player. And he's receiving a 6-game suspension, which is interesting because Edelman, a Caucasian wide receiver who plays for the New England Patriots, did something very similar to this just this past year and only received 4 games.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah.
6 games is half the season.
Right. Now, that's real shady that he got a couple of extra games.
A couple of extra games, and it's just, Edelman also being part of the Patriots, like all of that is so sketchy. So sketchy.
Very sketchy.
And it sucks because, like you just said, the Cardinals are trying to make a move. They're trying to get going.
They're trying to get better.
They're
Now,
trying.
Everybody's saying that Kyler Murray is going to get destroyed out there. They're like, he is barely 5 feet tall, they claim, and
He's as tall as me?
well, I think he's 5'7" or something like that, so he's a little taller than you. But people are making fun of how small his hands and his arms are and his little legs, and they're like, he's gonna get destroyed out there. And they're constantly clowning on him. Hopefully he does well.
We'll see what he does. The Jets are also trying to make a move here. They just fired their GM, and they want to hire Peyton Manning.
Well, that's not official just yet, but they have talked to Peyton Manning.
Right, they want to.
He needs to go to Monday Night Football. I would love to see him doing Monday Night Football.
I would
might
too.
even I would tune in to see Peyton Manning.
Yeah,
I mean, he gave us such great, commercials with Papa John's and...
What's the other ones he does right now with the singer?
Oh, those insurance commercials.
The insurance ones, where he's trying to sing.
Is it Nationwide? Yeah,
that one.
Right.
Yeah,
there we go. We had that one.
But I do think he will stick to that route. But I think he'd be a good GM because of his work ethic that he had as a quarterback.
Yeah, he's really smart, but I think he would be better off as a coach, though, because he's so good at seeing what the other team is doing. Because, I mean, when he was the quarterback, he was the offensive coordinator. I mean, he'd walk right up to the line and call the play and start from there. There's not a lot of quarterbacks that have even been given that opportunity, let alone can do it. So I think he would be better off with that. But if he wants to go that route, so be it.
But that's true. You know what? He probably would be a better coach.
No, he would.
Yeah, but I wonder if he'd want that.
I mean, as long as he was winning, I don't think he'd care.
That's true.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in to Double Overtime. Let us know what you think about Peyton Manning possibly becoming a GM. Maybe.
He should be on Monday Night Football.
He probably should be on Monday Night Football. Let us know what you think of the current baseball standings. The Yankees are doing really well, and so are the Dodgers, and so are the Astros. The Twins. What?
Yeah.
What are the who? The Twins. Are you kidding me? They're in first place right now.
They are, and they beat the mess out of the Mariners recently.
They did, and you were so right about the Mariners.
I told you
John.
they were trash.
Yeah.
I told you they were trash.
I didn't know if you said that word, but okay.
I may not have used that word, but they're trash.
Let us know what you think of Frank Vogel as being the head coach of the Lakers, and if you believe Rob Pelinka or Magic Johnson. Who do you believe?
Magic.
Right? That's what I say.
He's got the greatest nickname ever.
That's why. That's the only reason why.
It's come on.
We'll give a shout out before we go to the PGA champ, Brooks Koepka, who won his 4th major tournament after hitting 4 straight bogeys.
Yeah. Well, he had a huge lead, though.
He did have a huge lead, but 4 straight bogeys, and he ended up winning.
Yeah. And I also want to give it up for John Daly. John Daly sitting around smoking cigarettes, driving around in his golf cart, the only person allowed to be in a golf cart on this PGA championship. And he had a McDonald's cup that we know had liquor in it. We know that.
And you were hating on athletes drinking, but it's okay if John Daly does it.
He's been drinking ever since he started playing golf. They're not going to stop that. They're not going to stop that.
That is true. That is funny. He claims he has arthritis and that he needed the golf cart.
Yeah. Well, they're allowing him to have a DUI on the course, so whatever. All right.
Thank you all so much for tuning into Double Overtime. Please follow us across social media. You can follow the network at LATV Network. You can follow me across social media at Monse and you can follow John
at John024 Durnell on Instagram and Twitterless John on Twitter. That's twit_Turless John. Yes, I can make it harder.
Or you could just make it simpler for the people.
Yeah.
All right, whatever.
You gotta earn it.
Thank you so much. We'll see you next time on Double Overtime.